I doubt many players enjoy training runecrafting. Its fast-paced, semi-brain-off gameplay makes you wish the grind was over sooner. So what if I told you that Jagex recently buffed an item that not only makes runecrafting easier, but significantly faster too? Let's break it down, so whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. The item in question is the Runic Attuner, a skilling offhand for runecrafting that is dropped by the Gate of Eliteness skilling boss. Alternatively, for the lazy slobs amongst us, it also drops on the Grand Exchange if you're willing to spend some GP. The item's tooltip is a little intimidating, but I'll try my best to explain it in the simplest way possible. Every time you have the Runic Attuner equipped and you craft runes at the attuned altar, indicated by your buff bar, it gains energy. The energy stack goes up as you craft runes at the attuned altar and provides a variety of benefits. Every 5th craft, you gain 50% more runes. Every 7th craft, it will become attuned to any altar, excluding necrotic altars, which will allow you to pick which altar you want to use. This buff in specific is indicated by this icon on your buff bar, and yes, it reoccurs at 14, 21, 28, and so on crafts, so just make sure you're paying attention to that buff bar as you're doing your runecrafting runs. My personal recommendation for this little buff on its own is to pick the highest altar you have available or your preferred money-making altar. In my case, I'm picking the time altar. Every 10th energy, you'll be able to teleport directly to the attuned altar, which will save you a run going to the altar or going through the abyss. It's worth noting you can save and use this buff later if you'd like. Every 25 energy, the Runic Attuner will give you a guaranteed 1 to 4 magical thread, which, let me tell you, does add up and can be up to 2 million GP if lucky. The final buff is what makes this item insane, and let me tell you, this is really good. At the soul altar, runecrafting XP bonus is increased from 50% up to 2200%, and your energy stacks are released, so you start at 0 yet again. So that's kind of like a full run or full charge for this item. It's very important that you realize that this is the 50th craft. So after 49 runs, you're going to want to do your 50th run at the highest altar you have available, and preferably the soul altar fully charged, because that will give you massive XP drop. So I tried 2 full runs using the following setup. Basically a max out runecrafting setup using the expansive pouch, a power burst of sorcery, catalytic and elemental anima stones, the crystal binding rod, and an abyssal titan familiar. Quick thing worth noting is that currently catalytic anima stones are a loss for all runes except for blood, time, and soul runes. Just something you need to know, but definitely worth using if you're running this method, because you'll be doing a bunch of different altars. So the process is really simple. You do 6 runs following the attunement of that Runic Attuner, and then the 7th run you can do the highest altar available, or in my case, the time altar. So one thing I really like about the Runic Attuner is that it teleports you directly to the altar you need to craft runes at, which makes Abyss runecrafting, despite the crappy click boxes, significantly more chill. You don't need to think as much, only every 7th run and the final 50th run, because then you have the option to pick any altar, which means you need to pay attention. Another thing worth noting is that when using this item and you do have the soul altar unlocked, deposit all of your essence, then only charge once and then craft runes, because you don't actually need to fully charge your soul altar before crafting the runes and attuning it to the next. Another interesting thing is, if you do have the soul altar unlocked and you get the soul altar a second time round, let's say on your 19th run, after charging it just once with your previously stored essence, you can actually use the teleport, because it's the 20th run, to the next altar without needing to bank because you didn't use any pure essence. Just a small little tip that can speed up runs. Oh, and in the rare occasion you do get a back-to-back soul altar around the 20th, 30th, or 40th charge, don't waste your teleport like I did, just charge another charge and then craft the rune. Now, once you've done 49 runs and you're about to do your 50th run, if it's any altar except for the soul altar, then just do your thing. But if it's the soul altar, make sure you charge it up to 100 charges, 25 every single time, and then teleport there and craft your runes. Doing so will give you a massive XP drop of nearly 600,000 XP on top of the existing probably about 300,000 XP you've gained charging up the Runic Attuner. Now this full run took me about 36 minutes, so the XP per hour I was gaining by doing this with the Runic Attuner was a whopping 1.45 million runecrafting experience per hour, which is really good. In comparison, doing time runes, just constant time rune runs, which require level 100 runecrafting, mind you, I was getting about 715,000 runecrafting XP per hour, so in comparison this is nearly double the XP rate, which is just utterly insane. But there are ways to increase your XP per hour even more. And no, I'm not talking about using urns or effigies, and no, I'm not talking about using Wicked Hood teleports either, at least during the charging process, because you get a 60-second debuff. And you'll be missing out on that 300k XP you gain, in my case anyway, by charging up to 49 energy. No, the final part of the process is charging up that soul altar to 100 charges, and you can only do this after you've gained 49 energy. You absolutely can use Wicked Hood charges for this one because it takes more than 60 seconds to do 25 charges, and therefore that experience debuff will be gone. This saves you a little bit of time and boosts the XP rate well beyond 1.5 million runecrafting XP per hour without any buffs. I'm not sure about you, but this is a really good runecrafting experience per hour. One way you could improve this method even further is by reducing your runtime to the Abyss by using rune spam point teleport tokens or teleport tablets, which don't actually give you that debuff. But that's a limited resource. This method is just really good overall, and it's also fantastic money. I made sure to check the amount of runes and magical thread I gained from my first run, and made sure to subtract the cost of the catalytic and elemental animal stones, and those power burst of sorcery doses I used, and I still made 22 million GP just from the runs. Net, that is. Net profit. So that's like 38 million GP per hour net. That is really good GP per hour. The main rune money makers here are the Blood, Astral, and Time runes, but I also gained 12 million worth of magical thread. This will depend a little bit on your runecrafting level, but I can literally make back the cost of this item, the actual purchase cost, within less than 3 hours of using it. Net. That's crazy. An absolute game changer for runecrafting. Be sure to let me know if you use this item and what you think of it down in the comments below. But with that being said, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.